Hello guys, welcome back. We are going to learn the new feature in the React that is called Fetch API. Using Fetch API, we can read the data from local JSON file as well as we can read the data from server also. We can read the data from JSON server also. We can read the data from backend, any API that is being exposed by backend language. Okay. So in this series, you are going to learn. Suppose you are developing a application in the React.js and that application is in your system and you want to read some data from the JSON file. I'm not talking about the JSON server. JSON server already we have. I have recorded a video, complete tutorial that is how to set up the JSON server, how to read, write, update, delete everything. But in this video, you are going to learn only reading the data from JSON file, that also under the React with the help of fetch method. With the help of fetch method. Okay. So let's show you. This page is ready for you. I will give the demo first, and after that we can go to the code level and we'll start writing the code and we'll give you the step by step guidance how to do, where to store the JSON file, how to read the data, and what to do in the React so that your data will come under the browser. Okay, overall. So let me go ahead. I'll refresh this page. See, one place you can see it is saying total product is 3. So I have created a JSON file. In that I have stored the 3 product details. This is the example of multi-dimensional array. And in the that is coming on load. As soon as I refresh the page, you can see data has come here directly without any click or anything. Another example is for you here, that is called on click. I have given both the scenario. Scenario number 1, you may have a requirement on page load, get the data from some other source and display inside the page. And another scenario, maybe you will have a functionality on click display the data, right? So both scenario I have covered, and here is the example is ready. So first is here you can say on page load data has come from the JSON file. Another we have, when I click here, you can see list of data will come here. Some name has come here. So this is also coming from the JSON file and this is also coming from the JSON file, but one is on page load, another one is on click. I have applied here the event, and on the basis of event we are calling. So now I'll go to the code level. I'll delete all the code. I'll start writing from beginning A to Z. I'll write and just you can have a look. And before continuing, I'll suggest you, if you are new to my channel, Siaram Software Academy, you can subscribe it, and after watching the video you can comment also, you can like it. It's encourages to create the new videos and keep on helping you. We are creating daily new awesome videos on the new feature of the React, and it is available in the same channel what you are watching. You can keep on watching always. It's completely awesome functionality of the React that will help you in your career in each and every steps with 100%, you can say, uh, full flashed everything examples. Okay, so please subscribe it and then let's go ahead. And again, the major tips for you, while implementing, while watching, you can watch it no problem, but you should implement also. Okay, after the video you need to on your system, and after that watch the video in the phone, and after that keep on implementing. Just play the video for 10 minutes, and the 10-minute task you complete in the system. Again play the video for 10 minutes, play the and complete the task in a system, so that way you can learn completely. Okay, let's go ahead to the code level. First I'll go to my code, and whatever I have written inside, I will delete everything. I'll delete everything of my page. This is my page that the content was showing to you. I will be deleting everything. So everything got deleted from here and nothing is inside. This is the class component. This is fully based on class component. This is my 8th number video on state management using class component. You can see I have created the file name called state8.js. State8.js. This state8.js is the 8th number file, and that is especially on the state management itself. All the videos are available in the channel. You can go ahead and you can have a look and play it and enjoy. Okay, so let's go ahead. I have given my class name. I have imported already React, and I have written here called component class I am importing from React, and I have given my class name called state8 extends component, right? Now let me come here. First I will follow the render method. render method I'll follow, and I'll go here. I'm designing the layout first. Okay, so next I will go inside, and after that I will write here a just empty tag. I'll follow the rule of the JSX. Okay, hold on, it should be return. Inside the return there should be a empty JSX element. Empty. Why I am following the empty? Because let me see here, this becomes a empty JSX element. Inside I will be writing one H1, the heading of the project, that was called React.js, React, let it be React only, React Fetch API, Fetch API to read data from local JSON file. Okay, so I wrote this much. Let me look into my browser whether page is coming or not. So awesome, you can see it's coming here. It should be aligned as a center. Let me align it. So I'll go here, and for H1 I'll follow just align equal to center. So now my H1 should appear in the middle. Let me have a look. Absolutely fine, it is coming in the center. Now I will be creating a block here. Let me go here and create a division, and for this division I'll give ID equal to container. Okay, container, and then let me create one more container. Okay, container, two container I have created. Definitely we should not use one ID two times, but I have written the CSS, so that I'm using. Look at here. In my CSS file, you can see I have written a, okay, let me convert into class. There is no column. It should not be wrong rule. Okay, container I have written, but container will be wrong. Let me keep it in my container. Okay, I given call my container, and certain CSS I have written here. Okay, I have given the width something, I have given padding, margin, everything I have written for my container. This my container class I'm going to use here under the state8.js file. So you can see this CSS also you can follow in your page, so it will be helpful. And you can see for body I have written background is sky blue. Let me come to my file. Instead of giving the ID, I'll write here call class name. Okay, here also I'll write call class name. Class name, okay, and it was class name I have given call my container. Here I have given call my container. Okay, so two division I follow. Now let me see whether this two division is reflecting in my browser. Of course, both are coming here. Okay, let's go ahead. In the first division, I'll write here a H4 saying like read data on page on click. Read data on click. Okay, and in the second one, I'll write here read data on page load. Page load. Read data on page load. And for both one, I'll give a align as a center. Align equal to center. CENTER. Here also I'll give align equal to center. Okay, so align equal to center I have given, so both should print in the middle. Let's look here, both are coming perfectly. Read data on page load and read data on click. It should be on click. Let me write here on click. On click, read data on click. So both is ready here. Read data on click. Yeah, it will come on click. Okay, next what should happen? Next it should happen like in the first, so you saw design is ready. Okay, now design is ready. What is the next step is we need to work on state part, state management part. So let me go here and I will open a constructor, and under the constructor I will call the super function. Since it is the class is extending, super you have to call. Then you write here this dot state equal to, let me create a variable, a state variable called user list, and it should be as a array. It should be as a array. Now I'll come down below, and here I will print the length of the array. Let me follow here h2, and under the h2 I'll try to print the length of the array. So it says this dot state dot user list dot length. It will give me the length of the array. Now after that, let me see what is going to come in the browser. So this state variable is ready. Length we are printing. So in browser it will say length is how many? 0. Now let me keep meaningful. I'll give here total users colon, it will say total users as a 0. Total users as a 0. See, total users how many? 0. Right. Now what should happen is we need to have an API where we can read the data from other file. Okay. So next, see the step number 1, we have a class, we follow the constructor, we created a variable, state variable, that is called user list. Then I design the layout. I have written some CSS container I've called. So it is giving me half block in the left side and half block in the right side. That is here. Okay. Here I am printing the length of the array also. Now what is the next step is, we should have a source where we can read the data. That is the target, is to read the data from JSON file. So I will go to my public folder. I'll go to my public folder, and under the public folder, I will create one file called user.json. I have already one file here. I will delete this file and I'll create a new file for you. Or let me leave that file. Let me create another file. Under my public folder, I'll create a file called myuser.json. Okay, so I created a file called myuser.json in which folder? Public folder. I'll go here. It's a single dimensional array. I'll keep here some username. Example, Ramesh. Next, Suresh. Next, Alex. Next, Jacob. Next, Money. Next, so many. So let us be how many I created? This many. I created total 5 users. I store under my JSON file. Right. So this becomes a source agent now, where I'm going to read the data. And where is this file? My user.json. We created under the public folder of your React. See, there's a public folder, and inside the public folder, my file is called my user.json, and I have stored total 5 users data. So this is the target. We want to read this data from here, and we need to display under the first block. Okay. So we are clear till here. Okay. So JSON file is ready. We are going to read the data from here under which component? Component 8 number. Okay. I'll go here now. We need to create a function here. That function will read the data from which file? My user.json. So for that, I'll write a function called get user. Get user equal to, I follow usually the fat method. I will suggest you also follow the fat method. Okay, fat arrow method. Now after that, inside this, I will write a fetch method, fetch function, and under the fetch function, I'll give the path of that file. That is directly file name you give my user, because your all file execute under the public folder indirectly. My user.json. Okay, so my user.json we given, and after that, because while reading the fetch method from the JSON file, it come under the encrypted. So you have to follow a promise function that is called then. And with the help of promise function, you are going to capture the response. Okay. And again, since this response will be encrypted, so you have to convert into JSON first. So you have to call a function called response.json. Okay. After that, Again, your data is not in the form of array so that you can run the loop. So you have to apply again the promise function. That is called then. For what purpose? To capture the original data. That you can give here now all user. All user. Now all user you have to give to whom? This state variable. Then only render will happen. So now let's go here and call like this dot set state, and under the set state you can assign that all user to user list. All user colon which one? User list. And let's give here. So this become completely, as soon as you call this function get user function, it will go to the my, it will call the fetch method, fetch API. Fetch API will go to the my user, get the data, come back and pass to where? State. That is called all user list. As soon as it will go to a state, automatically render function will call and it will list you inside the page. Now let me show you. Still it will not give any length in my page. User list dot length will be 0 still because I have not called the function. Let me refresh here. See, it is saying 0. User total users are how many? 0. We need to create a button to call that data, to call that function. I'll create a button here, button, and inside the button I'll write here click to load users. Click to load users. On this click, I will write here on click equal to that function name. So since it's a class, I will write this dot function name, that is called get user, right? That's all. So this class is written, function is written here. Now I'll go to my page and I'll see on button click this function is calling or not. If the function will call, it will read the data, it will give to a state, and once it will go to a state will call the render, and render will show me the length, right? So once I'll click on button will call the get user will call the fetch function will read the data from here and give to a state, and once it will go to a state will call the render, and render will give me the length. Let me see in the browser now. Go here. Button, for button I have written some CSS, so you can write. Hope you can write some CSS. Is a padding, margin, and color, and some background. Okay. Now let me click here. See, awesome. It's giving how many? 5. Length has come. Let me refresh the page again and show you again. By default is 0. You can see here. Once I'll click here, you can see become how many? 5. That meaning my script is able to read the data from there, the JSON file. Let's come down now. We need to do the render. We need to display the data. So here under the first container, I will follow the again this dot state dot user list dot map function I'll call, and I'll use right here called username since it is the single dimensional array, and I'll follow here called index. So each username one by one, it will go to the username and their position will go to the index. I'll follow here called return and I'll print inside the paragraph. I'll print inside the p tag here. You can see username. And while writing, because you are under the map function, don't forget to apply the props called key, else it will give you the warning. Key can be anything, but it must be unique. Okay, let me see you on the page what is coming, whether I'm able to read the data or not. On button click. So here is the code. See, you can start here and follow the this dot state dot user list dot map, and then first is nothing but your value, second is your index. After that you are returning the paragraph. There props we have follow call index because paragraph has to be unique, and username we are printing, correct? So let me go to the my browser now. I'll go here and click here. See, awesome. 5 users are loading here. 5 users we have, and 5 users are coming in the browser. Let me refresh my page again and show you again. See, when I click here, you can see data has come. That meaning you are able to read the data from JSON file. Let's have a revision. What we did, we created a function myuser.json. Inside we store some user. We came to the state. We follow the state. We created a state variable user list. Then we wrote a function called get user. This get user function we are calling on button click. On button click will get the data from the JSON file and it will give to state under the user list. State will, as soon as the data will go to the state, data will update under the state, then state will call the render function and render function will run the loop and it will display the data. That's all that is happening here. Look at here. I'll go to some other component and let me come back. See here, I click here, data is coming. That's all. So that meaning you are able to understand how to read the data from JSON file on button click. Now I'll give you an example how to read the data from JSON file on load, auto load. Okay, with the help of component read bound function. So first I will create a file where I want to read the data. So I'll go to the my public folder and I will create a file called maybe product.js. I have one file here. Let me delete all the content from here. I have a file already, product.json. You can create a file product.json in your public folder. Okay, create a file product.json in your public folder. After that, follow the multi-dimensional array. Let's keep inside name. I'll follow here called Apple. Their price keep as a 300 rupees and their quantity keep as a 10. Okay, so this is one array. Now let me add at least 2 3 4 5 nearly. So I kept this, copied and then pasted, paste, paste and paste. So total I got how many? 5 users, 5 products. Okay, let me name it. Some error happened here. Let me see what is that. Okay, that's all. Here is the problem. The JSON data double quote problem. Okay, so apple, mango, banana, orange, and finally is a milk. Okay, change the price. Mango 100, banana somewhere 50 rupees, and orange somewhere 200, and then milk somewhere 30 rupees. And change the quantity, maybe 1, maybe 10, maybe 5, maybe 50, maybe something, 11, anything. Just suppose I store some data into my JSON file. I believe you know multidimensional array, it is just like that. It's a multidimensional array only, just it is a separate file and the key and value are in double quote. Okay, so you can create one file like this, product.json file. It must be in your public folder. Now next target is to read this data from here and display under the right hand side here in this block on page load. Okay, so that we are going to do now. So let me go to the page and I'll come back to my component file and I will create another array here because user list is holding the data. User list is holding the data from user component. Sorry, my user. Okay, my user data. Now I'll create another one that is called product list colon array. So this becomes another array that will hold the data that will come from the product file. Let's go here, write a function called get product equal to, okay, I will follow again here fetch method. Inside the fetch method, I'll give the name of the file that is called product.json. After that, I'll follow again promise function that is called then. Then function will capture the response of the file. After that, this response has to go to the JSON. So response.json you need to write. If you are getting the data in the form of JSON, you will write the JSON. If you are getting the data in the form of text, then you have to write the text function. Okay, again then function to get the original data in the form of array. So you can write here call all product and convert into again all product. You need to pass to the state. So all product become your actual data, original data in the form of array. Okay, see first fetch function will read a file After reading the file, it will give to promise function that is called then. So it will capture under the response. Again, from response, since your data is coming in the JSON, so from object to JSON you have to do. Okay. Now again, after that, still your data in the form of object, you have to convert into array. So you need to apply the second promise function. So that we apply the then again, and then we got as a all product as an array. Now this all product should go to the state. We have to update under the state. So I'll keep this line here, and inside the state, our variable name is called product list, that I'll give here, and product list will be getting the data from this variable that is called all product. You have here called all product, all product, all product. So finally, we are able to read the data from another JSON file also, that is called product.json. Now let's come down below. We need to call this function, get product function, automatically. So in React, we have lifecycle method. The first lifecycle method we have called constructor. Second lifecycle method we have called render. I am going to implement here one more lifecycle method that is called component did mount. Component did mount. The component did mount will execute after render function. Component did mount will execute after render function. I will give you a complete tutorial in the video, that is the life cycle of the React.js, life cycle methods of React.js. Okay, let me call here this dot. Just you keep on watching my channels and enjoy the videos. This dot get products, get product function, right? I called here. So what will happen once you call the, once this page will load, first constructor will come, it will create the array. Second, your render will come, it will ready the HTML. And third, your component did mount will call, it will get the function. Get function will get the data, give to a state, and a state will call the render to refresh again. Okay, data has come, please re-render so that user can see the content. Okay, now come back. I got the array called product list. That product list length we need to display here. So this is done. This is done. That's all. It will read the data from JSON file automatically on page load. Now I'll show the how to print the length. So go to the second block and write here one h2, and under the h2 you print here the total products, the total products. How many? This dot state dot product list dot length. This dot state dot product list dot length. Just I will refresh my page. Automatically page will get refreshed. Once the page will refresh, you can see it will give you the list of data. That is called this one. It will give the length of the product. Let me go to the browser. Awesome. See here how many are coming. 5 is coming. Here on click, this is coming from where? Okay, guys, I'll increase the user here. It's, or let me decrease. It should not confuse you. 5 and 5 both the places. Okay. So let me go to my where my user.js file. I'll delete one user. Okay. So it should not feel like, oh, both the data is coming from the same place. Both are different. See here. Now this render will happen, and I have deleted one user from my user file. See, only 4 is coming. Here how many is coming? 5 is coming without clicking anywhere on load. Just we need to display the data now in tabular format. Okay, so let me go here, and since it's a multi-dimensional array, I'll create a table, and I'll follow here called t head. T head will have a tr, and under the tr we can follow the th, that is called serial number. Next th we can add product name, third th we can add, that is called price of the product, and the fourth th I'll add, that is called quantity of the product. Okay, now after that, let's show you what is the user interface, how it look. So here is the user interface. 5 product has come. Now render we can write, and it will list here. Okay, so let me go at this place. and follow the T body now. In Angular React, if you are displaying the data, let's follow the T head T body, else it will give you a warning message. T body. Then now under the T body, we will be following here call map method. So I'll write here this dot state dot product list dot again map, and I'll keep here pro comma index. Pro is nothing but the product info. Pro info. Let me write pro info, and I'll follow here the fat arrow method. I'll come inside and return since it's the table, so you have to write the return as a tr. And before writing anything, first for the tr, apply a props called index that will be unique. So it will make your tr as a unique tr. Follow the td next. I will print here call index. It will come 0, 1, 2, 3 index. Then I'll print here the next td for the name of the product. So look at the JSON file here. Under the product, what are the keys we have? Name, price, quantity is the key. That only you are going to print. Okay, so you will be writing here proinfo.name. 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 Let me show you this much, whether we are getting the data or not. Proinfo.name. We are getting the data in the browser or not. Okay, so I'll come here and I'll refresh. See, automatically all the product names are coming, serial number is coming, we can print the quantity and price, it will come. Awesome. Okay, so let's go here, write the next td. Next td will be proinfo dot, that is called price. Next td will be proinfo dot qty. It is the key inside your JSON file. Okay, so let me show you the browser and see. Oh, awesome. See, it is coming like this. So this is the work what we wanted. Okay, we wanted the data should come from the JSON file. One should come on click, another one should come on load. Right, so let's understand the flow once. We have a my user.json file, we have a store the data in JSON format, we have a product.json file, we have a store the data in multidimensional array, we have a component that's based on class. There we have written one array called user list, another array we have called product list is a part of the state variable. We wrote two functions, get user we are calling on click. We have get product that we are calling with the help of component did mount when on page load, right? And both the function will call and it will pass the data to state. That means you are updating under the state. Here also you are updating under the state. As soon as you do update under the state, your render function will call and render function will re-render the page, and whichever the changes is done under the state variable, that particular element will get rendered, and finally this is your output. Okay, so hope you enjoy the series, hope you enjoy the video, and I'll request you again, in case if you are new, if you have not subscribed still CRM Software Academy, you can subscribe it. And after watching the video, we need your comment as well, so we will get to know what improvement need to be done and how you feel while going through the video, right? And again, and thanks for watching, and let's meet in the next video. There we will be working on how to add the new data under the JSON, how to delete the data from JSON, how to update the data from JSON. That will be based on JSON server. So I have already a playlist completely in your channel that is called JSON server setup, how to set up a server. You can go through that and you can enjoy the video again and again. Thanks for watching. Let's see you. Bye bye.